Greetings, and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where you have the internet's drunkest music nerds. Today, we are reviewing a new album that's coming out in September from our dear friend Joe Silva. It's called Strange Music for Strange People, and his band is Putney Swope.
Putney Swope, I think.
Swope.
I would have said swope.
Um, yeah, it's an interesting listen. Um, I've got a lot of notes, but I don't know if anybody else wants to start.
Nah, man, you go ahead, dude. For real. I'm more interested in hearing your take on it anyway.
All right. Yeah, the opening track, Overture, it's a short, weird opening, but it's kind of lets you know what you're getting into. I liked Weirdo Number, some great dual beats going on with the piano and bass, maybe, and a xylophone, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it reminded me of the Beetlejuice cartoon. Total compliment. Opie Rides the Lightning is pretty damn good. It's got a super sweet and pretty thing going on at the same time as some crazy shit, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Then it takes a turn into something else around a 3-minute mark and ends up somewhere else by the end. It's a favorite for me on this one. Sinister Minister Whimsy is all robotic yet southern sounding at the same time. That one worked for me. Cut and the dual vocals was pretty damn good. A Murder Ballad Fairy Tale. The music reminded me in the beginning of Everclear's Song from an American Movie intro, with like the porch swing and the like just not country but southern sounding.
Yeah, I didn't hear any dun 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 in that one.
No, not that Everclear. Then it goes into some weird ass story, but it'll suck you in. Soliloquy was just creeping me out. I was listening with headphones, and it just sounded like Joe, because we know the guy on here, so it just sounded like he was making noises all around me, and it was creeping me out. But it, production's really good. Super fun listen. Psycho Sad Sicko was super fucking creepy. Lude was decent. Miss Congeniality is super pretty. Really like this one, especially the quieter, slower parts toward the back half. When the love troll goes rogue, I think wins the best song title from any band in 2023. This song got the bass going, super Halloweeny sounding. A lot of this album feels very Halloweeny and autumn, so like it's a really good fall release to me. Opie, Miss Congeniality, and Love Troll were my top three.
Yeah, that's a pretty good review. I'll agree with you. Like I thought, Weirdo Number 2 and the Opie Rides the Lightning. Those are probably my two favorites right now. But I did like the and special shout out on Weirdo Number 2. Anytime you're going to use a Plan 9 from Outer Space sample, you have me hook, line, and sinker. So good job. That grabbed me, and I really enjoyed this release. I think I could see Halloweeny. I felt I was focused more on the instrumentation and the arrangements, and obviously like recording techniques. I'll have a bunch of questions about that. And it's really good, and I really appreciate that while it is mostly MIDI based, and so I don't know what genre we're going to call that. I just hear MIDI, and that's something that I don't normally like to listen to in large chunks, but this flowed really well, and I see like, throwing this on occasionally. I felt like it was a good, strangely enough, I felt like it was a good Sunday morning kind of album.
Yeah.
You throw this on and it's going to be a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. I struggled with it for the first couple tracks just because I wasn't fully prepared for it. But then I started playing Vampire Survivors while listening to it, and it very much enhances that very much.
I can see that. That's a great game.
It is. It's my favorite. I love it so much. But like, it really does. Like, it's very, it's not video gamey and it's not soundtracky, but it's got elements of that. And it's, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like there was parts that reminded me of Moon, parts that reminded me of the books, and then there were also parts that kind of reminded me of and really all of that filtered through like a psychic TV weirdness. Really is kind of like where I was feeling it. I really thought the back half was dope. It was weird and creepy and shocking in a way.
Yeah, back half's creepy.
My only negative about it is a murder ballad fairy tale. I thought musically it was gorgeous, and I really loved the music part of it. I didn't like the narration story over it. It was a cool story, but I like the music so much that I don't want to hear the story. Like it's just a really good piece of music. But yeah, that's my only negative, man. This is really good. I'm proud of you, Joe. This is good work. Good work.
This really is.
Now, I did ask him about the artwork. Because we like to talk about artwork.
Just a little.
The only notes he gave me was it's just a bunch of 35mm shots that he took. The stairs of the red carpet from the Oscars. The girls are from some old pajama ads. And then he put blood splatter on the stairs and kind of put it all together. So we'll get him to explain it better because maybe we'll do an interview with Joe since all of us got some questions on this album.
Oh yeah,
it's just an excuse to hang out with Joe, really.
Too, yeah.
What?
Coming back from Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I just to add, like his photography. This is like, I mean, I've heard like little bits and pieces of his music before, but never like a full concentrated effort like this. And it's awesome, but like his photography is also pretty sick. Like he's really good with it. He's got a really good eye for things. Like I would love to see him make a music video for one of these songs. Like I bet that would be really cool.
I think he has one.
Oh, he does? Damn.
Yeah, I think he's got one for Weirdo number 2.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna look it up then.
We will have all the links down below so you can check it out. Check out the video.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
It is an interesting listen. There's nothing out there like it that I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'd say if you like kind of avant-garde electro, like it's got a lot of electronic elements due to its recording and production, but it kind of reminds me. There's bits that kind of borderline on Aphex Twin, but a lot of the percussion is like it sounded like there were a lot of spoons being used on this record.
I got a really big sense of not just Mr. Bungle, but a lot of Mike Patton's other albums, especially some of the weirder esoteric ones where, there's more electronic sounding rhythms, but they kind of throw you for a loop. And I felt this did that very well as well.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of that. So in a good way, and nothing repeats. One of my biggest complaints about electronic music is we're just going to put a drum loop on for 12 minutes and it's never going to change. We're never going to hit a cymbal. There's never a fill, nothing. And this kept my attention. This was all over the place. Well, but again,
Tim, there's some electronic records I want you to hear then, because I know of quite a few that actually have like songs and like not repetition and like good kind of like live band feels, but still electronic. So we're going to get to that at some point and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
You hear a song and it starts one place and it goes somewhere else. And then by the end, you are in a completely different world where you started. There is no repeating normal techno, what I think of when I think of techno.
Yeah, there's no house music on this record. There's no repetitive, like, kind of club music going on. It's electronic, but not dance.
But I feel like most of this would actually work really well in a club setting. And, maybe, intersperse it with a little bit of that, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It's not a genre I'm very familiar with. So
definitely like a movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
In the background.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Very, very hard soundtracky vibes. Like honestly, a lot of these, like if somebody were brave enough to make a video game based on this record, it would be dope.
I'd play that. I would play that.
I would play it, yeah, for sure.
Rated M.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna definitely listen to this album more. But as it stands right now, I'd probably give it a solid B+, A-.
That's really
Like,
good.
I have a couple of
Yeah.
complaints, but it's really solid.
Yeah.
I gotta say, great song names though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
for sure.
He's giving
Yeah.
less than Jake a run for the money.
I mean, there's creativity all over this darn thing. It's amazing.
He
in
did
that
say he
regard.
can't reproduce it live, not by himself. So
Well, that was going to be one of my questions if we get the chance to interview him. So,
yeah.
Well, that's okay. Some things aren't meant to be played live. Some things are just meant to be really cool recordings, and that's awesome.
I almost thought you were going to go with a Spinal Tap moment there.
No, man, no.
Some things are best left unsolved, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about where I'm at. You know, good solid B.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, really good album. I would absolutely suggest checking it out when it releases in September.
I asked him, I was like, "You gonna put it on vinyl?" He said it's just too expensive to put on vinyl, and you have to get like a minimum of 100. If I ever did it, I would just get 100 and give them out to my friends.
Yeah.
Well, and even then, you know how hard it is to find a plant that'll only do 100?
Right.
Yeah,
No,
it's
yeah.
tough. It's real tough.
It's an investment.
But definitely
making
check out the
that
links
watch.
below. Support our boy Joe.
And what episode was he on before?
He was on a Boy Genius EP review. He
Check
loves
out
Boy
that
Genius
episode.
and that whole group.
Cool.
He'll be back for Jimi Hendrix about a
Cool.
month, so
Oh wow.
that'll be.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
I guess with that, we'll wrap it up. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out the links below.
Tell your mom.
Tell your
Yeah.
mom, tell your dad.
Give it a give this record a listen, man. It's awesome.
Give it a listen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
As always, be safe and
Make good decisions.